Riddled with deception, the world of Metal Gear is famously known for its mysteries and secrets, and when it comes to character development, this franchise is unlike any other. In our new episode of Secret Facts, we'll be featuring one of the most mysterious characters in the Metal Gear franchise, none other than the phantom of the greatest warrior of the 20th century, Venom Snake.
You could say, I've made another snake. I'm not talking about the children.
Venom Snake is the result of a secret project created by Cypher, one which would transform Big Boss's best and most trusted soldier into his own double. But where did the Venom codename originate from?
V has come too.
The meaning behind the codename comes from Venom's thirst for revenge, with Ocelot describing his awakening as going straight down to hell until they pulled him out with his eye wide open, full of venom.
You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out, your eye wide open, full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you.
The anger Venom awakened with stemmed from years of brainwashing, ultimately causing more harm to Venom than to those he sought revenge against, with the opening quote for the E3 2014 trailer stating, "Anger is an asset that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured." Very much like the man who was brainwashed to become, Venom Snake was also unable to become a father.
I'm sorry, but I'll never be a father.
While the real Big Boss became infertile due to serving as an atomic test subject on Bikini Atoll, Venom Snake and the rest of the Diamond Dog soldiers sacrificed their fertility for their survival upon receiving Wolbachia treatment following the vocal cord parasite outbreak.
And you say the Wolbachia affects the host of the host, that is, us, cutting off our means to reproduce?
Some Wolbachia strains can cause cytoplasmic incompatibility in the host.
Is that some cell deformity?
It means the altered sperm of infected males kill the female's egg on contact.
And that's happened to us?
Yes.
And while Big Boss would eventually be cloned as part of the Les Enfants Terribles project, the same cannot be said for Venom Snake as far as we all know. So as things stand, after becoming Big Boss's double, Venom's legacy would ultimately end with him.
Cypher sent us to hell. But we're going even deeper.
I know. I'm already a demon. Heaven's not my kind of place anyway.
We may have heard Venom call himself a demon throughout the Phantom Pain, but there's actually more to these demon-like traits than meets the eye. Director Hideo Kojima had revealed that he specifically made Venom's appearance resemble a demon, with the shrapnel on his head symbolizing a demon's horn, as well as his hanging belt, meant to symbolize a demon's tail. Further emphasis on this demon symbolism is made with the game's demon point system, based on the player's moral or immoral actions. If enough demon points are achieved, Venom will turn into Demon Snake, appearing covered in blood, and his horn growing significantly larger. Fans may have now learned the truth about Venom being Big Boss's double, but not everyone is aware of how this came to be. Venom Snake was brainwashed not by VR simulation, but with powerful suggestions through induced hypnagogia, which is the transitional state of consciousness from wakefulness to sleep. This procedure allowed Venom to inherit Big Boss's memories unconsciously during his coma, awakening with the belief that he's the real Big Boss.
His altered state of consciousness has helped us implant powerful suggestions through induced hypnagogia. He's experienced all your missions on record and shares all your knowledge and experience to make him believe that he is the one true Big Boss.
Cypher's goal was to have Venom experience every mission on record, as well as all the knowledge and experience of the real Big Boss, with Venom becoming his mental copy and the only soldier worthy of taking Big Boss's place as his Phantom.
A mental copy. His phantom, if you like.
Unlike the real Big Boss, who was seen swimming on numerous occasions, Venom Snake cannot swim. This was not only demonstrated in the game, such as having Venom drown if he falls in the ocean, but we even had the Metal Gear team outright confirming in a Q&A that while he can walk through water, shallow streams and anything where his feet touch the ground, Venom Snake is unable to swim. This was yet another hint we managed to catch before release that actually separated Venom Snake from the real Big Boss. Another hint that Venom was going to be a new Snake. Check out these awesome new Metal Gear collectibles called FiGGYZ. Produced by First 4 Figures, these magnetic pixel art characters come with a themed display which can also be swapped as one sees fit. Each FiGGYZ comes with a background variant, which you can use as stylish displays, ranging from gold, silver, and bronze. The first 1,000 of each wave are first edition, so
Get a move on.
for a discount on your first order, use our coupon code PythonSelkan EA. If you're interested in buying the entire wave or perhaps even more, use code BIGBOSS. There's even more Metal Gear waves coming up, including Metal Gear Solid 2, and
What a thrill.
apart from the Metal Gear franchise, there's also much more to collect, so check out the official FiGGYZ website for more of your favorite games and anime characters.
You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you and return as Big Boss.
Compared to the real Big Boss, Venom Snake was criticized as a character for being too silent. That said, Kojima always has an explanation or two when it comes to his reasoning. Before the game's release, Kojima explained that Big Boss was redesigned for the Phantom Pain, and while he drew inspiration for the character from George Miller's Mad Max, the reason Venom would not be speaking much was because he was meant to serve as an extension of the player, more than ever before. Snake is and always has been nothing more than an extension of the player. He's your alter ego. Therefore, I made a very conscious effort this time to bring Snake closer to the player's perspective. Now, of course, this interview came months before the game's release, so in reality, Kojima was talking about Venom Snake rather than Big Boss. And while some might think that the players being represented by the protagonists only happened in MGS5 or MGS2, as Kojima himself stated, Snake being an extension of the player has always been a thing in the Metal Gear franchise, which brings us to our next point. Being well known for his fourth wall-breaking tricks, Kojima wanted Naked Snake to serve as yet another extension of the player, and one of the ways Kojima did this in Snake Eater was by having the real Big Boss canonically lack the sense of smell.
I can't smell.
You? What now?
I can't smell.
Not at all.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Not a thing.
Now, of course, this conversation also served as a clever little Easter egg for the player, but once this fact is mentioned in the game, it obviously becomes part of the character.
Something sweet. I can smell it even through the mask.
Unlike the real Big Boss, Venom Snake is perfectly able to smell, being one of the distinguishable differences between Venom and Naked Snake, despite both having served as extensions of the player.
I can't smell. Not a thing.
I can smell it even through the mask.
Due to the shrapnel in his skull pressing on his optic nerve, Venom would process visual information incorrectly at certain times, such as colors looking faded, as well as hallucinations, such as the presence of both living and dead characters being present in the same room, or seeing two identical Ismails at the hospital, who were not coincidentally similar in appearance, but were completely identical from head to toe.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. You could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are.
Venom's hallucinations also came in the form of auditory hallucinations, specifically imaginary cassette tapes, which Venom would listen to, believing they were actual tapes, until he'd soon realize that what he was listening to were recordings from a dead person manifested by his own mind, particularly described as a fragment of the mind he had lost.
I am just a phantom, a fragment of the mind you have lost. The real me died a long time ago.
The hallucinations which Venom experiences could either be caused by hypnagogia, which is the method that was used for his brainwashing, or even from the shrapnel in his skull, for which Ocelot warns Venom that he could experience hallucinations. In other words, this guy has a cocktail of ways with which he could experience visual and auditory hallucinations, and the unfortunate reality of the phantom pain is that anything players see or hear is being interpreted by one of the most unreliable narrators in gaming history.
I'm going to change your appearance. We have no other choice. What you look like, however...
It appears Venom Snake was originally Caucasian prior to becoming Big Boss's double, even though players can select any race for their avatar during the opening sequence of the Phantom Pain. The Truth mission still shows Venom's former self as Caucasian during the scene in which his missing arm is revealed. Looking at the mirror, however, shows Venom's former self in a dark skin, if the avatar is created in that skin tone, not matching at all with what players had seen just before. And this all happens before Venom was scheduled for surgery in the Truth mission, which means that Venom should still have been his actual self during both of these moments, and which continues to prove that the so-called truth we're experiencing as Venom is still made up of lies.
This is you, as you've lived until this day. I'm going to change your appearance. We have no other choice.
Where's the truth then?
It's hidden in the lies.
If you're enjoying what you're seeing in this video so far, we'd appreciate your support by subscribing to our channel, and perhaps consider following us on our socials for the latest details on our upcoming videos and projects. We'll make sure you won't regret your stay here on Mother Base. Approved by Big Boss himself.
It is a method, a protocol that created a circumstance that made you what you are.
Aside from the fact that both Venom Snake and Raiden represent the player, Venom is to Big Boss what Raiden was to Solid Snake. While Raiden experienced Solid Snake's missions through VR simulation, Venom experienced Big Boss's missions and experience through induced hypnagogia, with both characters having their past hidden or erased, and both being forced into becoming new snakes by the Patriots.
Your persona, experiences, triumphs, and defeats are nothing but byproducts. The real objective was ensuring that we could generate and manipulate them.
Given the right situation, the right story, anyone can be shaped into Snake. Even rookies can fight like men of experience.
In fact, what the kernel AI explains about Raiden towards the end of Sons of Liberty, such as the creation of context or the concept of convenient truths, can also be applied for Venom Snake.
It's okay. The other bomb, we managed it.
It's not my fault. It's not your fault.
Every time something goes wrong, you turn around and place the blame on something else. In denial, you simply resort to looking for another, more convenient truth in order to make yourself feel better.
Leaving behind in an instant the so-called truth you once embraced.
Should someone like that be able to decide what is truth?
Should someone like you even have the right to decide?
After all the Patriots can do is repeat the same pattern over and over again.
All they can do is repeat the same pattern over and over again.
While he was being brainwashed into becoming a mental copy of Big Boss, Venom had to be awakened earlier than expected due to XOF's attack on the hospital, which led to his brainwashing getting terminated ahead of schedule.
Things are looking worse. We'll have to move forward ahead of schedule. We'll have to wake up your neighbor, too.
This led Venom to experience what appeared to be symptoms of amnesia, despite not being his actual memories, with those around Venom having to remind him of certain past events.
You remember? Your partner 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller. 9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead.
Being awakened ahead of schedule also led to certain notable differences between Venom and the real Big Boss. One of those differences was the Russian language, for which Venom needed an interpreter in the Phantom Pain, whereas the real Big Boss spoke it fluently in Snake Eater.
Your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
He speaks Russian. What we need is an interpreter.
Another difference between Venom and Big Boss are the electronic cigars, or better known as Phantom cigars, which Venom often smokes throughout the Phantom Pain. During a discussion about electronic cigarettes back in Peace Walker, Big Boss can be heard telling Huey that he despised imitations, whereas Venom smoked numerous electronic cigars completely unbothered by such imitations, serving as yet another hint that Venom was indeed a new Snake.
Electronic cigarette.
Wanna try one?
Nah, I'll stick with cigars.
Yeah, but
I don't like imitations. The real thing's always better.
okay.
From Fox, two Phantoms were born, and just as Fox and XOF were perhaps mirrors of each other, so too were Venom and Skullface.
His country, his family, his face, his identity, everything was stolen from him.
Everything Ocelot describes about Skullface can also be applied for Venom Snake. The moment he became Big Boss's Phantom, Venom was robbed of his entire past, losing his origin, his face, and his identity in the process.
In his mind, that past no longer exists.
The resemblance between the two is further symbolized by Skullface's past, where a factory he was located in had been bombed by aircrafts, leading the entire building to burn, along with those trapped inside. This is very much reminiscent of how Venom would suffer the bombings on Outer Heaven in later years, with the entire place being engulfed in flames, which is why we saw Venom turning into Skullface in MGS5's launch trailer, being meant as symbolism of the two of them suffering the very same fate.
When my time came calling, I didn't die. All hell took from me was this skin, this outer peel that marked me human.
Any such weapon can be deactivated whenever he chooses, regardless of who owns it or their intent to use it.
Nukes. Controlled by a man, not a country.
The Phantom may have been fighting the good fight in his attempt to achieve peace, but make no mistake, Venom Snake will not be the hero most fans think he is.
They've only got two options. Heaven or hell.
No, there's another.
Utter heaven.
Despite his efforts in becoming a better man, the Phantom Pain's ending shows Venom still haunted by his demon self, with the unreleased Kingdom of the Flies also showing Venom's reflection on the chopper in his complete demon state.
Peace Day never came.
Venom may have fought a long battle for peace, but as Baker says in MGS1, complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility, and to maintain their policy of deterrence, a weapon of overwhelming power would be needed.
Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility. To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
You mean Metal Gear.
Following the events of the Phantom Pain, Venom will either fail to achieve peace, or if he ever does, his ambition will reach its breaking point sooner or later, since the path he's on will ultimately lead to his descent into villainy, with Venom owning a nuclear weapon in Outer Heaven.
That's your name as of today. Best change your face, too.
A crucial plot point which not many fans gave attention to is the fact that both Venom Snake and the real Big Boss will be having their identities switched at one point in the Metal Gear timeline. During MGS5's ending, Ocelot instructs the real Big Boss to change his face to the face of Venom's former self, as Big Boss sets out to build the true Outer Heaven, while taking on a new name and a new face in an effort to conceal his identity.
Boss, the whole world wants your head. Don't worry, he can handle it. Move now, quickly.
This scenario is very much reminiscent of the movie Face Off, in which to foil a terrorist plot, an FBI agent undergoes facial transplant surgery to assume the identity of a criminal mastermind, complete with face, voice, and overall appearance. However, the plan would soon backfire when the criminal wakes up from his coma prematurely. Seeking revenge, he forces the same doctor to transplant the FBI agent's face onto him, completely switching the roles of both characters, with the criminal roaming the FBI office as the FBI agent, and the real FBI agent ending up in prison as the criminal. When it comes to MGS5, as Venom becomes the new Big Boss, the real Big Boss will have the face of the man Venom Snake once was prior to his brainwashing, with the two of them switching roles with each other to keep the rules in check, all until the time came for Big Boss's resurgence.
He was always the best man we had. He'll act as the new Big Boss until the time comes for your resurgence.
That's your name as of today. Best change your face, too.
When the time is right, I need to remember that you're the real boss.
What is your name? When were you born? Can you recall?
We're down to the 15th and final secret fact for Venom Snake. And while facts do not exist, and there's only interpretations, this revelation is one you won't see coming. One that will pretty much change everyone's perspective of the Phantom Pain. And we're not talking theories or interpretations here, but a fact that will get us much closer to the truth than ever before. But just like our protagonist, you're going to have to endure that Phantom Pain a little longer, until we get to Venom's final secret fact. But until then...
Well, I'm sure you'll see the bigger picture eventually.
This sums up our Secret Facts episode for Venom Snake, the Phantom behind one of the most important characters in the Metal Gear franchise. We hope you enjoyed this video and perhaps learned something new about this mysterious character. Let us know your thoughts and perhaps some of your favorite facts in the comment section down below. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this video and love all things Metal Gear, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll be sure to return the favor with content you won't find anywhere else. Thank you all for watching, and until we meet again, it's not over yet. PythonSelkan out.